I gathered 5 items that you want to get on Black Friday and you don't want to miss out. Before we start, the day that you are watching this, the price that I predict could be different. So I linked the items in the description down below. This laptop that I own is an Inspiron 15 3000 series. It has a touchscreen, a keyboard that is sleek and easy to use. This laptop, you're able to have modifications on your RAM, your hard drive, the Acer Aspire 5, and what I think is that you may have to update your laptop just like the Dell more than once, and it doesn't have a touchscreen. But if you're just going to be doing gaming, then you don't really need the touchscreen unless you're gonna win all of the games if you want to. And it can be slow when loading up, but because it's running on an SSD, that should not be a worry. For the Acer Aspire, I'm predicting it to be at least $30 lower from $364 of its original price to be $330. For the Dell Inspiron 15 3000 series, it was $629 originally, and it's estimated to be around $620 by the time that you're seeing this. The current monitor that I have is from LG at 24 inches, and this video is also not sponsored. So what I like about this is that I'm able to actually see what I'm doing without hurting my eyes most of the time, and that it's made from LEDs and it runs on HDMI because we don't use VGA anymore unless you still... The bad part about my LG 24-inch monitor is that it will not work after 4 years. By that, it won't like break or like explode, but the LEDs would like cause a line on my screen, and sometimes it will just go and act very weirdly, and the colors can be very different, especially when you're video editing and you need to color grade. And this does lag with a laptop or a computer because it doesn't have FreeSync. The best monitor that I can recommend you from my friend Imagine, you can go check his channel in the iCard, is the Asus 23.8-inch monitor. The pros that I figured about this is that it prevents flickering, able to have FreeSync with no lag, including is the most of the laptop. It will match perfectly once you get the Acer Aspire 5. If you are one of those people who are scared about blue light and have like one of those glasses like this right here that I use to edit, then there is a low blue light pollution, so then you don't get as much blue into your eyes and to protect your eyes, and it also runs on HDMI. The cons about this is that it can be difficult about where you put this, especially on the base mount, but everything is fine. So with the prices on here, the LG monitor is about $130, and on Amazon it's at least $100. I'm not fully sure about that price. For the Asus 23.8 monitor, it's originally $130. This could be at $110. The top 2 speakers that I would recommend is the Nest Mini, which is Bluetooth, and it's also a Google Assistant speaker. What I know about it, because I do have one, is that the bass is loud and strong and you're able to feel it, and it's easy to connect through Bluetooth. You just say, hey, you just ask Google to turn on Bluetooth, and you just connect your laptop to your speaker. In case the volume is too loud on a Nest Mini, you can just also use your voice with these voice commands, and you can use the 2 sides on the Nest Mini, on the left side and the right side, to adjust your volume. Another speaker that I would recommend is the TWell soundbar. With the soundbar, the bass is nice and strong, almost like the Nest Mini, but you get to like feel it, and you're able to hear every single beat clearly. It's easy to connect, and you have Bluetooth and aux on it. Right now it's on a power cable. This will come with it. The bad part about the soundbar that I figure is that it can be glitchy when you're trying to connect it, and sometimes your laptop or any device will give you like something like a driver error happening when it's not really a driver error. And you have to constantly charge it if you're going to use it in the same spot. But sometimes you have to actually unplug it in order to stop hearing is a humming sound. And that once you're done, that you would have to turn it off right after, but that shouldn't really be a problem because it sometimes auto turns off itself. The Nest Mini is $50 at its original price, but on Black Friday that you're seeing this, it's accurately going to be $30. The TWell speaker, it's already $30, but it could be lower than that, so check it in the description. Everything I cover will be listed in the description down below. So I don't really have a keyboard because I just use my laptops. I don't use an external keyboard because I just use my own laptop's keyboard because, yeah, that's what I use. But I would recommend it to you as a Logitech G610 because it looks clean, it has different game modes that you can use in their software. It looks comfortable to have your fingers on it, but sometimes it's difficult to connect because with this mouse right here that I'm going to get into next is that sometimes you have to actually unplug it and then replug it in order for it to work. Another one that I would recommend is the DK61E mechanical keyboard, which my friend recommended me. The pros about this that he told me is that he's able to change the game mode, it has RGB lights, and it looks comfortable, it has the software, and you're able to have good quality with it, and it's fast responding. The Logitech G610 is also fast responding, but there is some type of delay in there that I don't really know, but some type of delay in between those two. And the cons again on it is that it can sometimes be difficult for you to connect. Now, prices on these. The original prices with these external keyboards with a Logitech G610 is $120. I think it's going to be $80 when it's on discount, and the DK is at $50 and it might be at $30. The mice that I use is a Logitech G600. It has extra buttons that you're able to use right here on the side for shortcuts. This will let me go through the editing process faster and also have shortcuts for games too. You're able to change your DPI quickly and you have more options, and what you have is a software. The only con with this is that it can be difficult to get used to because it's that wide. It uses all of your fingers and it's a little bit too heavy when you first get it, and you also still have to figure out the DPI, even though I just said that there's a DPI change. Because it took me about like 2 to 3 months in order just to figure out the DPI. I changed my DPI from like 1600, which was like too slow for me, to 3200, sometimes 6400. I go that high. My friend recommended me is the Glorious gaming mouse for you guys to check out. Here there are two different versions. There's a DD and an O-. The O-, I think he told me, is the original, and the DD is the new version. I'm not really sure about that, but let's go into the pro. It's sturdy, it's quick responding to movements, it has a software, and it's easy to get used to. The only cons is that the software can have issues at most times, just like every other tech. Now the prices on these, you might be wondering, between these two mouses, is that for the G600 it's going to be $80, while for the Glorious it's about $60 to $70 depending on what version you get. So for this, I'm not really sure about what the sale price might be, but I'm just going with the Glorious could be just $30 and a G600 could just stay around the same range or a couple dollars lower. You may be wondering why I am standing up right now. As you can know, all of us are in this pandemic sort of thing ever since near to the start of the year. Well, it was in March. So I would recommend is the FlexiSpot desk riser, which is $100, but I'm thinking that it's going to be $20 off by the time that you're seeing this, and you're able to have the option between sitting down and standing up, because that's what I would like to do right now, is to stand up and keep my space organized. The only bad part is that wire management right here can be difficult between the lengths of the cable. So if you're deciding to buy all of these things that I mentioned, it's going to be about $648 with the taxes not included, and if you would add the riser, it'll be an extra $100 into your cost at $748. Tax and shipping is not included in these calculations. So if it's a different price, I would just guess that it's going to be $30 to like $50 more depending on where you live. The prices could be changed because this was pre-recorded prior to Black Friday and to get it out there for you. Check this video out right here about SSD versus HDD when you're going to be getting it on Black Friday tonight, or whatever day that you're currently on, but sometime on Black Friday or Cyber Monday. Now I'll see you on a next adventure. Shaka and Mahala.